gets cleared up, Bogus can do it again. Bogus can go build a bunch of missile turrets, can go and put a couple tanks there again at the same location and just do it again. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Look at this. This is exactly what he's going to do. And then Tempest is going to have to come up with another way to deal with this and do it again. So, yeah, this is, yeah, interesting going on here. Interesting going-ons. And here we go again. We're going to do this again. And it looks like, oh, EMP going off on that Arbiter. Finally seeing an EMP on an Arbiter. Took a while to see that happen. I was wondering how long it would take. Another Arbiter coming in here and is going to get EMP'd as well. So, yeah, some nice quality EMPing going on here from Bogus, able to keep some of his forces alive and able to stop these recalls. So that's really, really important, actually. Those are some pretty critical EMPs. Saved a few more tanks. And this base is still alive. This 6 o'clock base is still alive. I cannot believe that this base is alive. I'm absolutely pretty flabbergasted that this base is somehow alive. And that Arbiter getting goaded in. Oh, that Arbiter almost went down. I think it has 2 turret shots left on it, so that was pretty funny. Dropship luring that Arbiter, almost getting it. And now Bogus looks like he's ready to push out. I think Tempest is taking the 12 o'clock base as well. Bogus looks like he's mobilizing his army here. Looks like he's ready to start pushing out and defend here. It looks like Tempest is going to try and force his way up this narrow ramp. This is an interesting decision here. Should be pretty easy for Bogus to defend. All he has to do is get a few tanks back, which he has done, and I don't know if there's enough stasis there. There are some nice storms going down here, and it actually looks like Bogus is going to have some trouble defending this. Tempest has broken it wide open, has gotten some zealots up that ramp. Does he have any more zealots, though? He's going to need a whole lot more zealots. Nope, no more zealots. At least not charging up the ramp. Looks like he's going to back off here, which is a wise decision, as the rest of the army for Bogus was coming to block that off. And I think Bogus is playing a little passive right now. I think he needs to push with his main army, and the entire army for Tempest is to the south. I think Bogus should push the 12 o'clock position, take that down, take that for himself, and then start pushing across the map. And yeah, really start moving out. I wonder what his upgrades are. I haven't actually been paying attention to his units when they were clicked on. Would like to see what the upgrades are at for these for the 2 players. Would be definitely interesting to note. Maybe he's waiting for 3-2 or 3-3 or something like that. Well, at this point I think it would be 3-3 is what he's waiting for, if anything. And looks like he's actually ready to tank the 12 o'clock as well, and could actually have some success doing that. And storm going off on a dropship, and the dropship does get stormed to death, so that'll work. That'll definitely work for Tempest. So Tempest is doing some good things here. Bogus playing passively, which I don't know. I think Bogus's idea is just take half the map and turtle up and see what happens. I think that's what he's trying to do here.
At this point, it's going to be very important that the players get the kind of positioning that they want for their engagements. Like this, Protoss is kind of trying to engage in here, and they need to be really careful. Tempest has to be really careful. He did get in there while the siege tanks weren't all sieged up, so that was good. But I don't know if he has enough zealots once again. Ooh, another nice D matrix on the front one, and yeah, Protoss is going to be forced to push back yet again for Tempest. He doesn't want to push up that hill, and actually I kind of, you know, they say foresight is 20/20, but yeah, I kind of wish he had backed off a little bit earlier there. He really wasn't an engagement that was in a good spot from just too many tanks coming in there on the high ground. And yeah, I think Tempest needed to pull back there a little bit sooner. Looks like there's a couple siege tanks sieging the 12 o'clock expansion that got stasis, and another stasis going down on another science vessel. And hopefully he's got another stasis or 2 that he can take out some of these tanks. Yes, he does, getting some of the back tanks as well, and a nice storm going down on some of the lower tanks. And this could actually end up doing very well for him now that he's got a couple stasis in there. But no, the Dragoons have all died. There's only a couple Dragoons left. Goliath's coming in here to start picking at these Arbiters. So the army for Tempest has disintegrated, and that is going to be awful for him. He's going to lose his 12 o'clock base. There's no saving it at this point. Chances are Bogus is actually going to take it for himself and start mining from it relatively shortly. I don't know if he already has a command center ready for it or not. This force for Tempest is just getting really minuscule, and he just keeps losing fights. You know, you lose that many fights over and over again. You can't reproduce that many times, you know, and that's kind of the unfortunate position that Tempest is in. He's trying to buy time right now, trying to keep his force alive. Looks like he's doing a probe transfer down to that 6 o'clock position now that the harassment there has finally stopped. I'm kind of surprised that it hasn't continued at all. That supply depot is still blocking, so, you know, if he was to, I don't know if he has a shuttle anymore. Probably hasn't even bothered producing out of their shuttles, deciding to conserve his minerals and gas, considering he's not really mining right now. Except maybe the top left. Yeah, he's got the top left mining, and I think that's it until he can get that 12 o'clock. So probably trying to just conserve some of his minerals at this point, and a dropship just maybe not the most economic use of his money right now. Looks like Tempest is going to push out again with these Dragoons. Looks like he's pushing towards the 12 o'clock, and I don't know if he can really do another engagement down here. He's going to need to make sure that these Arbiters don't get EMP'd. You can kind of see how he's splitting them up a little bit to keep them from getting EMP'd, and it's absolutely essential that he gets a ton of stasis off. His army is too small to really take Bogus on head-on, but he's got those stasis, and if he can land a few of them, you know, maybe stasis 10 tanks or something like that, he might have a chance. He might have a chance to actually win a big fight and really take it to Bogus. He has an opportunity, but still is in this game. It's just going to be a little bit difficult right now. Doesn't have a whole lot going his way. I suspect that Bogus has a significant bank at this point. Because he hasn't reproduced that much, I can't confirm that, obviously, but I suspect that Bogus does have a pretty decent bank going. Especially once that 12 o'clock position gets going, it's all going to be going into his bank. I can't foresee him producing much of anything at this point. Looks like we might be setting up for a recall here right into the main, and yes, we are going to have a recall right in the main. Is it going to be over mines? No, it's not going to be over mines. Passing mines, going for the supply depots, and the armory, yes, going right in here. And this is going to be a really painful recall, actually. If he gets a lot of these supply depots, definitely is going to have a chance to get a ton of supply depots, and that could really hurt. If he can keep his forces to the south here. Looks like his forces are just wandering around everywhere. Tempest not keeping his forces together here during this recall at all. And another Arbiter coming in here. Are we going to see a dual recall? Are we going to see a second recall? And no. Yes, there we go. There's the second recall. Now we're getting a ton of Dragoons brought in here, but they're so close together, and I don't know if they're going to be able to handle all of these tanks. He needs to split them up. He needs to get to those tank lines, and is he going to get it? There's 2 tanks left. I think he's actually going to be able to kill off both tanks. Oh, one more tank. No, he doesn't get that last tank. 1 tank survives, and but he's still got some force in here, still popping supply depots left and right. Could finish off this armory if he felt okay. The armory just burns down, which is also cool. And yeah, I think Bogus is going to be able to clean this up, but yeah, he definitely took some damage in this one. This was a far more successful recall than some of his other ones, that's for sure, and was actually able to do some damage here. And as long as I'm kind of surprised that he went for the main and didn't go for factories. Oh man, he's going here again. This might be too much now. This might be too much. Okay, yeah, that one got EMP'd, so he's not going to do it. But this would have just been too much because he has nothing out on the field at this point. Tempest really can't afford to send out more forces, can he? Maybe he can. Maybe Bogus doesn't have his.